Hey, Vsauce, Michael here. How many kills does it take to beat Mario and Luigi Dream Team? Now, that's a good question, and to solve it, we need to talk about how we define a kill and the rules of this run. The rules are simple. 1. No using easy mode, since easy mode increases your stats a stupid amount, making the point of this challenge completely pointless. 2. If an enemy dies in a fight, but can be seen after the fight in the overworld or a future Mario and Luigi game, it does not count as a kill. 3. No save states during boss fights. 4. I can only defeat required enemies, so I can't grind experience. 5. No major glitches. 6. No items that increase experience, since that would break the challenge. 7. Giant battles still count towards the kill count. One last thing before we start. It's a fix to the last video I made. If you'd like to avoid spoilers for that video, skip to the time on screen. In the minimum kill run of Paper Jam, I said the Paper Tower Pokey and Paper Petey Piranha did not count as kills, since they appeared in Paper Mario Sticker Star. I forgot that Sticker Star was released way before Paper Jam, but since Petey Piranha shows up in Paper Mario Color Splash, that's only 1 kill added, so a total kill count of 170. Now that we've defined the rules of this challenge, we can see how many kills it takes to beat Dream Team. The game starts with a blimp arriving at Peach's castle, and they give the princess an invitation to Pillow Island. The princess, some toads, Mario, and Luigi all go on the blimp, and they set off on their journey to Pillow Island. Suddenly, a shadowy figure shows up and attacks the blimp. Mario jumps in and attacks it. I'll go over how this game's fighting mechanics work, just in case you don't know them. If I time a button press during an attack, I can do extra damage. I can also dodge attacks by jumping over enemies. It can even damage some by dodging. The shadowy figure dies fairly quickly and hits the blimp, causing the blimp to start falling straight towards Pillow Island. Luigi wakes up from his nightmare and falls off the blimp, before passing out again. Since the shadowy figure wasn't real, and was just Luigi's nightmare, I'll add it to the fight count, but not the kill count. Mario decides to let the Toads keep an eye on Luigi, as he goes to check out the blimp port. He finds Brock Monsieur, and he starts the Pillow Island quiz show. I get every question right, and Brock Monsieur gives me a bunch of coins as a prize. Mario continues his tour, and the group get locked in a garden. Brock Monsieur lets a Gromba out of a cage, and it attacks Mario. This fight has nothing interesting happen in it, so I won't talk about it. It is the first fight to give Mario experience, so I'll talk about that instead. Every fight gives Mario experience, and if I get enough, I level up, increasing my stats and making me stronger. I also get to choose one bonus stat to increase, which I'll always use to increase my power, making it easier to kill enemies. After killing the Gromba, Mario goes deeper into the garden, and Brock Monsieur lets out another 2 Grombas. This time, I jump on them before the fight, allowing me to do some damage to them before the fight actually starts. This won't be useful for most fights in the run, unfortunately, since the required fights almost always start before I can jump on them. After killing another 2 Grombas, Brock Monsieur reveals that it was all an act, to create some spectacle, which is absurd. That's like letting out some lions into a crowd of people. Mario continues the tour, and Luigi finally shows up. The duo can enter a short minigame to triple their coins. After beating it, and getting a ton of coins, the bros finally enter Pillow Castle. The bros find Starlo in the castle, and she decides to hang out with the bros. Mario and Luigi tour the castle with the princess, and they find an odd platform. The princess walks on it, and is launched deep into the castle. The platform returns, and the bros take a ride on it, and collect a ton of coins on the way. When the bros arrive to the castle's depths, instead of finding the princess, they find a ghost who haunts the castle, named Smoldergeist. He drops 3 Grombas on them, and a fight starts. This is just another fighting tutorial, so I won't talk about it. After killing the 3 Grombas, a path to the next room opens up, and the bros go searching for the princess. Smoldergeist shows up again, and tells the bros that they will never manage to beat his next challenge. Stairs. After jumping across some short gaps, and solving a stupid easy puzzle, a passage to the next room opens up. In the next room, there are a ton of Grombas, but I can just avoid them all, so there's no problem here. At the end of the room, I have to play a game of Find the Difference with some blocks, and the next room opens up. In the next room, a swarm of Grombas drop from the ceiling, and form a massive barrier. Thankfully, their barrier sucks, and I can just walk around or jump over it. After playing a quick game, the next room opens up. Mario and Luigi find the princess being attacked by Smoldergeist. They go to save her, but Smoldergeist disappears. The bros look around and see a weird rock thing on a pedestal. They go and grab it, and 2 badges fall out of it. The statue comes to life, and summons Smoldergeist to attack the thieves. This boss fight acts as a badge tutorial, so I'll go over how that works real quick. Badges work just like they did in Bowser's Inside Story, where every time I attack an enemy, it fills up the badge meter a little bit. If I fill the meter all the way, I get 1 badge effect, and depending on what badges I have equipped, it'll do something different. For example, my current badge setup lets me heal 30% of my health back. Smoldergeist is a fairly easy boss, but he does have one small issue. The only way to damage him is to stop him from being on fire. The only way to do that is to dodge his attack, which is usually fairly easy to do. If I mess it up though, then he'll still be on fire, and if I try to attack him, I'll just get burnt. After killing all 4 Smoldergeist, the bros leave the room, and get back to the main part of the castle, and also find a block person. He tells the bros they should take the stone artifact they got, and bring it to the treasure room. After a short walk, they get to the treasure room, and Luigi sets the treasure down on a bed, and then sleeps on it. Mario goes to leave the room, but a weird portal forms over Luigi's head. Princess Peach goes to take a look, but she falls into the portal. Mario rushes over, and jumps into the portal to try and save her. Again. Peach is being dragged deeper into the portal by a weird purple cloud, and Mario swims after her. A weird light shows up, and tells Mario about how he's entering the dream world, and asks him to save it. Mario exits the portal, and finds himself in Pillow Castle. He chases after Peach, but the cloud flies her up a cliff that Mario can't scale. Mario finds Broke Monsieur, but he goes deeper into the castle. Mario goes through a few doors, and finds Luigi. Wait, Luigi is sleeping in the real world. How is he here? Broke Monsieur explains that Luigi is actually not Luigi, but Dreamy Luigi, or how Luigi sees himself in his dreams. Mario and Dreamy Luigi find the purple cloud and Peach again, and the cloud develops a pair of eyes before flying off again. Mario and Dreamy Luigi chase after it, and hit a block, which moves the platform so they can climb higher. Moving this platform also allowed a Droomba out of a cage, and a fight starts. Fights in the dream world function way differently than they do in the real world. Instead of having 2 bros, I just have Mario. Every time I attack though, Luigi assists, allowing me to do a lot of extra damage. Luigi also boosts Mario's stats a little bit in the dream world. I can also now move during some attacks, which allows for a lot more attack possibilities from enemies. After killing the 10 Drombas, Mario and Dreamy Luigi continue searching across Pillow Castle for Princess Peach, and find her. The purple cloud flies off, before attacking the bros. The cloud creates a copy of Mario, which then makes a ton of copies of himself. The quickest way to kill Dreamy Mario is to attack the clone that's right next to the real Dreamy Mario, since this causes a ton of Luigis to fall on Dreamy Mario. Every time I take out a clone, they fall from the sky, and I have to jump over them. The Cloud and Dreamy Mario have a few attacks. The Cloud can fly in and shoot out coins and fireballs, but this attack actually helps more than it hurts. Dreamy Mario can also run straight at Mario, but it's super easy to dodge. Their final attack is when the Cloud flies up and pisses Mario off, before flying away. Mario will chase straight after the Cloud. Dreamy Mario and the clones will start running at Mario and collect stars. This is still super easy to dodge, and I just have to jump. After killing Dreamy Mario, the Cloud creates a chasm and runs away, before sealing the path behind it. The light from earlier shows up again, and asks Mario to shatter a nightmare chunk in the next room. I destroy it, and a small person falls out of it. The person says that his name is Prince Dreambert of Pillow Island, and returns the bros to the real world. After returning, the stone artifact rises up, and it's revealed that the artifact was Prince Dreambert. Prince Dreambert then runs off, hoping to try and save some more pillows, who are trapped in some nightmare chunks. Mario and Luigi run after him, and try to catch up with him. The bros find Dreambert crossing a bridge, and go to cross it as well, but the bridge collapses, and the bros fall. They explore the underground for a little bit, and find another pillow. Mario tries to sleep on it to open a portal, but it doesn't work. However, when Luigi sleeps on the pillow, a portal forms over Luigi's head. Dreambert shows up, says that they should save as many pillows as they can, since they might know where Princess Peach is. Mario enters the dream world, and explores for a little while, until suddenly a platform collapses, and they fall into a pit. Dreambert notices a weird pillar, and Dreamy Luigi uses a Luiginary power to merge with the pillar. When Starlo pulls on Luigi's mustache in the real world, it affects the pillar in the dream world. Using this, Mario grabs onto a vine, and is launched out of the pit. Mario and Dreamy Luigi explore a little bit deeper into the dream world, and shatter some more nightmare chunks, saving another pillow. They return to the real world, and ask the pillow if he has seen Princess Peach. He tells them that he has not, but they could try asking AlphaDream, the pillow elder. The bros explore more of the cave, and find another pillow, so Mario enters the dream world. This time, they find a new Luiginary ability, this one being a vortex. When Luigi merges with it, and Starlo rubs his nose, it causes Luigi to sneeze, and a gust causes things in the background to move into the foreground. After exploring around for a little bit, they shatter a couple more nightmare chunks, and save another pillow. They ask this pillow if it knows the whereabouts of Princess Peach, but he also doesn't know. He does give them a lift up the ledge though. Prince Dreambert begins to explain how all the pillows got trapped in the dream world. And Tasma, the Bat King, stole the Dark Stone, and was going to use it to grant his wishes. The pillows started a war, and managed to beat in Tasma. As they were sealing him in the dream world though, he shattered the Dark Stone, and the fragments scattered all across the kingdom, hitting the pillow people and petrifying them. Mario and Luigi explore a little more of the underground, and save another pillow, before getting launched up a ledge and entering a pipe, letting them return to the surface. The bros enter Mushride's park, and find the park supervisor. They ask him if they know where any pillows are, and he shows them one he found. When the bros ask if they could have it, he runs off, and right when that happens, a wind turbine breaks, and the path he went down closes. Mario and Luigi go into the dream world to save another pillow, and get launched up another ledge. Mario and Luigi find some hammers, and the bros start breaking some blocks, and get one of the feathers for the wind turbine. They check out a few other parts of the park, and find the second feather next to a sleeping worker. The bros give the feathers to one of the workers, and he repairs the wind turbine, watering the plants, and opening the way forwards. Mario and Luigi continue forwards, and find a Toad being attacked by two Thorbs. Mario and Luigi jump in to help him, and this starts the hammer tutorial. The hammer allows me to hit spiky enemies without taking damage. The only downside to the hammer is how it can't hit flying enemies. The Thorbs are an easy fight, and they die very quickly. The Toad gives Mario an attack piece as a reward for saving him. If I can collect 10 attack pieces, I can get a super strong move called a Bros Attack, so it's important to find them all. I run around the area and collect 8 more attack pieces, before moving into the next area. Mario and Luigi find a block person, and he says they can't continue onwards unless they have a really strong attack. Toad shows up again, and gives the bros the final attack piece, unlocking the bros attack, Red Shell. While the bros were distracted, a Catnap walked up, and a fight starts. This fight is against 3 Catnaps, and I'm forced to use a bros attack against them. Bros attacks cost BP to use, so I have to keep an eye on it so I can keep using my best attacks. Red Shell is a pretty good starting attack. It hits enemies 9 times before Mario kicks it super hard into the enemy, dealing even more damage. After killing the 3 Catnaps, the bros continue searching the park for the supervisor, and they find him on top of a fountain. They go up to him, and he falls, getting stuck in the fountain. The bros go down underground to see if they can get him unstuck. They find the fountain's pressure control, and turn it to its max, which launches the supervisor out of the fountain, and also destroys the fountain in the process, launching a piece of it way into the sky. The supervisor gives Mario and Luigi the pillow for saving him, and offers to let them borrow his bed to use it. He also gives them another 10 attack pieces, giving Luigi his first bros attack, Green Shell, which is basically the same thing as Red Shell. The bros follow him to his hut, but find the supervisor being attacked by his watering robot, called Grobot. When the fountain exploded earlier, the piece that flew off into the sky hit Grobot, and caused it to malfunction, so Mario and Luigi have to destroy it. Grobot has 3 attacks. It can shoot water balls, which I have to jump or duck under, which is super easy to dodge. It can also try to ram the bros, which is also easy to dodge. Its final attack is chasing the bros, and launching water balls at them. Eventually, it'll run into a rock and take some damage. Since all of its attacks are easy to dodge, and it doesn't have too much health, it's an easy fight. After killing Grobot, Luigi puts the pillow on the bed and goes to sleep. Mario jumps into the dream world and arrives in Dreamy Mushrise Park. Mario finds a bunny carrying a nightmare chunk, but it hops off before he can catch it. The park supervisor shows up and talks about how he's going to catch that bunny and make it the park's mascot. I search the park for the bunny and find some attack pieces, before finding the park supervisor trying and failing at catching the bunny. The bunny runs away and gets up into some clouds, out of reach of the bros. The bros decide the best way to get into the clouds is to water some flowers and create a path up to the clouds. After climbing up a huge room, they find the park supervisor again next to the machine that controls the water. To activate it, they have to go up, so Dreamy Luigi gives the supervisor and Mario a lift using a Luiginary ability. The supervisor gives Mario and Dreamy Luigi an attack piece as thanks, and continues onwards. Mario and Dreamy Luigi continue on, and find the supervisor being attacked by some Dreamcap captains, and he gives the bros another attack piece so they can get a Luiginary attack, and defeat the Dreamcap captains. This fight looks like it's going to require a bunch of kills, since there are 2 Dreamcap captains, and 16 Dreamcaps. The thing is, I can actually beat this fight with a lot less kills than you would expect. I'm required to use Luiginary Ball as my first attack, but I can just miss. After that, I can use jump attacks and fail the button commands, so Luigi only kills the Dreamcap captains. After both captains are dead, the Dreamcaps have a chance to run away every turn. It's very luck-based, but I can theoretically get the kill count down to only 2 for this fight. Unfortunately, I only managed to get it down to 2 Dreamcap captains and 8 Dreamcaps, which is still a massive improvement, but not perfect. After this, I activate a wind turbine, and the water pump activates. Unfortunately, the piping is not set up properly, so I have to go back and fix the piping. Once it's fixed, the fountain sprays water everywhere, watering the flowers. I run back to the flowers and use them to bounce high up into the clouds. After briefly exploring the clouds, Mario and Dreamy Luigi find the bunny again, and they finally get the nightmare chunk from it. After shattering it, AlphaDream falls out, and the bros inform him about what happened to Princess Peach. AlphaDream suggests that she might have been taken to Dream's Deep, and offers to help the bros get there. He hops onto his bunny and drills straight through the ground, creating a rift to Dream's Deep. Mario goes in and finds himself in Luigi's subconscious, and Dreamy Luigi is nowhere to be found. Mario ventures through, and eventually finds Dreamy Luigi again. The duo continue exploring, and find the purple cloud again. The cloud reveals its true form, and it's Phantasma! Suddenly Bowser drops in, and punches Phantasma away. Phantasma returns, and latches onto Bowser, creating a loud screeching sound, and knocking Mario and Dreamy Luigi away. Bowser and Phantasma decide to team up and fight Mario. This fight isn't too bad. Bowser absorbs the power of Phantasma, so I'm technically only fighting one opponent. Bowser's fire attack is fairly easy to dodge. He shoots out a few blasts of fire that I have to jump over, and then I have to run to the side to jump over the final blast. After he finishes this attack, he'll spit out a bunch of Phantasmas, which will attack Mario if I attack Bowser. Phantasma's attack is super easy to dodge, but if I don't want to deal with it, I can just use Luiginary Ball to attack Bowser, while also dispatching a ton of the Phantasma copies. Bowser also can punch at Mario, and even phase through him, but it's still easy to hit him away with a hammer. Bowser's final attack is to grow huge, and chase after Mario while spitting some fire. It's not very hard to dodge, I just have to run left and right, and jump over some fire. After defeating Bowser and Phantasma, Phantasma supercharges Bowser, and Bowser takes both bros out in a single hit. Since I beat Bowser before he beat me, that fight will still be added to the fight count total. Bowser and Phantasma run off, and AlphaDream shows up, and returns Mario and Princess Peach back to the real world. AlphaDream believes that Phantasma might be plotting to steal the Dreamstone, so Mario and Luigi make their way over to Dozing Sands. When they enter the desert, they find a badge shop. After getting a pair of free badges, I move on and find 2 workers trying to get rid of some monsters. When Mario and Luigi go up to them, the monsters attack them. The sand dunes are fairly easy to defeat. They can grab onto one of the bros and heal themselves, but as long as I dodge the attack, it won't happen. After defeating the sand dunes, the 2 workers teach Mario and Luigi 2 new ways to use hammers. If Luigi hits Mario with a hammer, Mario will go underground and can move under gates or collect beans. If Luigi hits Mario with a hammer on a hard surface, however, Mario will shrink down and can go under small gates instead. I use these techniques to explore the area and find a pillow, and enter the dream world. In this dream world, I learn about a new Luiginary ability, and also learn how I can use hammers to destroy nightmare chunks. How riveting. After saving the pillow, he gives the bros a piece of dozite, which inserts itself into a statue, causing some platforms to rise out of the sand, allowing the bros to climb up a sand slide. At the top of the sand slide, the bros find an even larger sand slide, as well as a work site. The boss of the work site refused to let Mario and Luigi search the job site for pillows unless they become workers. Mario and Luigi agree, and they get on a drill car. There's a super long tutorial, which I can sum up in a single sentence. Swing hammers to destroy rocks, red switch stops the car, green turns it around, and some rocks have pillows under them. I explore the job site for a little while, and save 3 pillows, before a weird drill monster shows up and chases one of the workers. The bros ignore it, and continue looking for the last pillow. I also get another bros attack on the way, the fire flower. Good news! The bros found the pillow! Bad news! The monster ate it! Mario and Luigi use the drill car to hit the monster, and it runs away. Mario and Luigi ride towards it, and hit with their drills a few times, until the monster stops and spits out the pillow. Mario enters the dream world again, and gets the final piece of dozite he needed. Some platforms form in the sand slide, and the boss goes to check out the new area. Mario and Luigi climb up, and find the boss being attacked by the monster, before eating her. The bros jump in, and start another fight. Torkscrew has a drill on his head, so I can only damage him with hammers and shells. His most annoying attack is when he buries under the ground, and then stabs out under one of the bros. I never got good at the timing for this attack, and if I time it wrong, one of the bros can be picked up by Torkscrew, and Torkscrew will run away, and I have to try and collect the coins I'm losing. Torkscrew can also go into the background and attack one of the bros, while I have to make sure the other one isn't attacked by some other enemies. The final attack is when Torkscrew launches himself out of the ground, and then straight at one of the bros. If I counter it though, he gets flipped over, and I can deal massive damage, since his defense is lowered. After killing Torkscrew, the bros rank up. I can rank up every once in a while by getting a ton of levels, and every rank up, I get to choose one effect that will help me for the rest of the game. For Mario, I chose Pow Up, which increases his power every level up. For Luigi, I chose Beefy Up, which increases his bros points for every level up. The boss leaves, and the bros check out the remainder of the area. The bros find the altar where the Dreamstone is kept, but the Dreamstone is missing. Bowser and Intasma show up, and gloat about how they've already gotten the Dreamstone, and fly off. Dreambert tells the bros that they can find out where Bowser and Intasma went by talking to the spirit of the Dreamstone, so the bros enter the dream world. They find the Dreamstone spirit almost immediately, but it refuses to tell them where the Dreamstone is because he's cranky, and then he flies away. Mario and Dreamy Luigi explore the dream world for a while, and find the spirit again. It runs off again, and they do have to search for another way to get to it. On the way there, I get another Luiginary attack, this one being Luiginary Stack. After going through a lot of tutorials about how to ground pound and spring jump, I finally make my way back to the Dreamstone Spirit, and it runs away again. This time, I use the Luiginary Stack to launch right into it. This pisses him off, and he flies off, before creating a massive drills and other technology, and attacks Mario and Dreamy Luigi. Dreamy Luigi starts to glow, and he starts to absorb a ton of copies of himself, and grows into a giant. This starts a fight against Drill Digger. Giant fights aren't really affected by this challenge, since giant fights aren't changed by my stats, and they usually don't result in any kills, so I'll be skipping them. After beating up Drill Digger, the Dreamstone Spirit comes down and tells Luigi how the Dreamstone is currently located at Mount Pajama Jaw. Mario returns back to the real world and starts to make his way over to Mount Pajama Jaw, but on the way there, they run into a shell merchant, and he tells them that to go to Mount Pajama Jaw, they have to sign up for a tour in Wakeport. So the bros take a detour to Wakeport to sign up for the tour. When the bros arrive in Wakeport, they enter the tour center and find a tour for Mount Pajama Jaw. The bros sign up for the tour, and go out to the fountain, where the tour is scheduled to start. When the bros arrive, the tour guide, Lil Massive, starts talking about how dangerous and hard this tour will be. This immediately scares away all of the tourists except for Mario and Luigi. Lil Massive says that they can't start the tour yet, since his brother, Big Massive, hasn't arrived yet. The duo search around the town for Big Massive, and get a new bros attack while looking around, called Bye Bye Cannon. The bros find Big Massive sleeping, and they try to wake him up. He just won't budge though, so Luigi creates a portal to the dream world, and Mario goes in, trying to wake up Big Massive from his dreams. Mario and Dreamy Luigi find a tour center in the dream world, and sign up to do the Big Massive tour. To do this tour, I have to explore Dreamy Wakepork and find all 4 of the Hoorahs and defeat them. After I beat them, then I'll be able to meet Big Massive. Getting to each of the Hoorahs is no problem, so I'll skip straight to each fight. Each fight has a special condition that must be met. The first Hoorah I fight is Sorrowfist. Sorrowfist's special condition is that every attack I do must be an excellent. This is obviously horrible, since every attack I have, if I land it as an excellent, deals damage to everyone, including his minions, and I am not allowed to kill them. The solution I found was to buy a ton of shock bombs from the shops, and use those every turn. The shock bombs do absolutely nothing, which means that I get to skip my turn. Then, all I have to do is successfully counter his attacks, and he will eventually be defeated. The second Hoorah I fight is Beef Cloud. Beef Cloud is the only fight to not have a special condition. The problem with Beef Cloud is how he will constantly be healing himself. The great thing though, is that if I hit him enough, he'll eventually wake up and stop healing himself. When he wakes up, I can use a Luiginary attack to do some massive damage, and continue the cycle until he's finally defeated. The third Hoorah I fight is Thundersass. Thundersass's special condition is that I can't attack at all during his fight, which means I can only damage him with counterattacks. While this doesn't seem like a big deal, it actually is a huge problem. One of his attacks is when he gets launched into the air by his minions, and I have to hit him with a hammer to dodge the attack. The problem is how this attack will kill the minions who get hit. So every time this attack happens, I just have to tank the hit and heal when I get the chance to. The final Hoorah I fight is Heavy Zest. Heavy Zest is by far the hardest out of all of the Hoorahs. His special condition is that I have to defeat him and all of his minions in 3 turns. He also has a ton of health, and since I'm super underleveled, I can't do enough damage to kill him in 3 turns normally. I did have a plan though. If I go to a badge shop, I can buy the Virus Badge and the Master Badge. When I use these badges, it lowers the defense of all enemies. This badge gives me just enough damage to kill Heavy Zest. The secondary problem is Heavy Zest's minions. Every turn he gets, he summons some more minions, and the amount he summons is random, so I have to keep grinding this boss until I can manage to kill the least amount of minions. The absolute lowest amount of kills I managed to get was 19, although it could potentially be lower. None of the Hoorahs actually die, and can be seen throwing some rocks for Big Massive to destroy later on. After defeating all 4 Hoorahs, Mario and Dreamy Luigi head back to the tour center, and the tour guide reveals that he was actually Big Massive the whole time, and challenges Mario to a fight. Big Massive is like a combination of all the Hoorahs. He has a ton of health, he has a ton of minions, and he uses the attacks from all the Hoorahs except for Beef Cloud, thankfully. He also has a few unique ones. He has the same attack that damages his minions as Thundersass, but I can just tank the hit. I also have to avoid a few other attacks that damage his minions. I also can't use any Luiginary attacks, since they could hit his minions, and I have to fail action commands, so the minions don't die. After defeating Big Massive, I return to the real world. Big Massive wakes up, and we meet up with Lil Massive to start the Mount Pajamaja tour. After arriving at Mount Pajamaja, Mario and Luigi explore around, and the Massive Bros teach Mario and Luigi how to spin jump. Using this technique to explore around, Mario and Luigi find a Mega Pillow. Mario enters the Dream World, and after a painfully long tutorial on using a new form of the Luiginary stack, I finally destroy the Nightmare Chunk. The Mega Pillow offers to open the gate for the bros, but he can only open it if they save the other Mega Pillow. After jumping off a massive cliff, the bros find their way over to the second Mega Pillow and save him. The two pillows open the gate, and the bros start climbing higher up the mountain. The path the pillows opened up is a dead end though, so the bros turn around, but the Massive Bros arrive. The Massive Bros teach Mario and Luigi another movement technique, this one being the side drill. Mario and Luigi use the side drill to drill through some more rocks, and keep climbing the mountain until they reach a strange fountain. The bros drink some of the water, and have a fever dream for a minute, before waking up. I continue climbing the mountain, and collect some attack pieces, before getting a new bros attack, being Drop Chopper. The bros continue to climb, and eventually find another two Mega Pillows. After reviving them both, they open a gate for the duo, and Mario and Luigi continue climbing up the mountain. The bros run into Mamushka, the guardian of Mount Pajamaja, and try to sneak around it. Luigi sneezes on the way across, and Mamushka wakes up. This fight is really annoying, and a lot of its attacks deal massive damage and are really hard to avoid. One of the attacks is when Mamushka charges at Luigi, and I can counter this attack by jumping onto Luigi and bouncing off of Mamushka. It's not worth trying to counter though, since if I jump early, both Mario and Luigi will take massive damage. So instead of doing that, I jump over Luigi and dodge the attack by running away. Another of Mamushka's attacks is throwing a giant boulder at Mario and Luigi. I always struggled with the timing of this attack for some reason, and it deals massive damage if I'm hit by it. I died so many times from this attack, since it is a one-hit KO. Mamushka also has a chase attack, where it tries to inhale Mario and Luigi. I just have to jump over Mamushka a couple times, though the timing can be harder than expected sometimes. Mamushka will also summon a couple minions every once in a while. Normally, you're supposed to kill them so Mamushka can't get a helmet, but since that's against the rules, when they show up, Mamushka gets a permanent defense boost. After damaging Mamushka for a while, its armor will break, and it will start running away. I just have to jump on it a few times, and it will finally die. After defeating Mamushka, the bros continue to climb the mountain, and find Bowser and Antasma at the summit. Antasma starts his plan, and turns on the Dream Beats, which causes most people on the island to fall asleep. Antasma then begins to gather the dreams of the sleeping people, and uses them to power the Dream Stone. Mario and Luigi run away, since they're barely managing to stay awake, and hide in the dream world. The portal back to the real world closes, since Luigi entered a really deep sleep, and Mario is trapped in the dream world. Mario and Dreamy Luigi explore Dreamy Mount Pajamaja for a way to wake Luigi back up. While exploring, they get a new Luiginary attack, called Luiginary Hammer. They make it to the summit of Dreamy Mount Pajamaja, and hit it with some spikes to try and get it to erupt. But it turns out the mountain is actually alive. Mario and Dreamy Luigi run away, and try to get back to the portal to the real world. When they arrive though, the portal still hasn't opened, and Mount Pajamaja prepares to ram into the bros. Luigi begins to glow again, and he grows into a giant again. Since this is a giant battle, I'll be skipping it again, but Mount Pajamaja is killed from this fight. After killing Mount Pajamaja, the portal to the real world opens up, and Mario returns to the real world. While Mario and Luigi were trapped in the dream world, Bowser used the Dreamstone to make a new castle, Neo Bowser's Castle. It even comes equipped with an island-destroying laser. Mario and Luigi return to Pillow Castle, and decide to try and protect Peach, since Bowser and Antasma now have a fully powered Dreamstone. A block person tells them that Peach is at Driftwood Shore, so the bros make their way there. Mario and Luigi arrive at Driftwood Shore and enter a shop. They go to the back room, and they meet up with Peach. They come up with a plan to hide Princess Peach in the dream world. Mario and Luigi look for a good spot to hide Princess Peach, and find a spot on an inflatable raft. Mario takes Peach into the portal, and finds that the dream world is incredibly small. While searching the small area, they find a weird thing in the ground, and pull at it. Out of the ground comes a seahorse, named Cedric. He offers to help hide Princess Peach, but says that he needs some dream eggs to make the dream world bigger. I explore the beach for more dream worlds, and while exploring, I get another bros attack, this one being Bomb Derby. After getting Bomb Derby, I enter and explore 3 dream worlds, and get 3 dream eggs. Mario returns to Cedric, and gives him a dream egg, expanding the dream world, allowing Mario and Jimmy Luigi to explore more. They explore it all, and avoid a ton of enemies, before finding Cedric again. After a nice dose of foreshadowing, Mario and Luigi give Cedric another dream egg, and expands the dream world even more, allowing Mario and Luigi to explore more. While exploring, I get another Luiginary attack, this one being Luiginary Flame. Unlike every other Luiginary ability I've gotten so far, this one is actually useless. After a bit more exploring, I find Cedric again. I give him my final dream egg, and expands the dream world once more, before giving a little bit more foreshadowing. After venturing through the last bit of the dream world, Mario and Jimmy Luigi arrive at the deepest part of the dream world. Princess Peach arrives, and goes into the final part of the dream world. Mario and Jimmy Luigi follow, and they all get locked in a room. Princess Peach then reveals that she was Kamek the entire time? Who could have known? Kamek then brings out the Elite Trio, and I have to fight them. Corporal Paraplonk has one attack, which is his Shell Dive, which doesn't end until I jump onto him. When I counter him, he launches into the background and damages all of the Goombas. If one of those Goombas dies, I will not be counting it towards the kill count, since it was caused by Corporal Paraplonk and not me. There is no way I'm adding 100 kills just because of one attack. Sergeant Guy has 2 attacks. He can load up the Bonsai Bill Cannon and then launch it at Mario, causing Mario to have to run away from it. He can also transform all of Private Goom's Goombas into Shy Guys and run around Mario, but all I have to do is hit the real Sergeant Guy. Private Goomp has one attack, where he will send a group of Goombas to attack Mario. I can't dodge this attack, since that would require me to jump on and kill some of them, so I have to take some damage here. Their final attack is chasing down Mario with a bomb. All I have to do to dodge this attack is to avoid getting hit by the Goombas. I can also jump on Private Goomp to get him to get caught in the explosion with everyone else. The biggest problem with this fight is how they will all revive each other if they get knocked out. That means I have to kill all 3 of them at the same time, and I can't even use any good attacks, since that would run the risk of killing the minions. After a lot of struggling, I finally defeat the Elite Trio, and Mario returns to the real world. Mario and Luigi decide the best way to continue onwards is to go to Pillow Castle, and talk to Dr. Snoozemore to find out what they should do. The bros get back to Pillow Castle, and talk to Dr. Snoozemore. They all come to the conclusion that the best way to get to Neo Bowser's castle is to awaken the Z-Keeper, an ancient bird of dreams. The problem is that none of them know how to awaken the Z-Keeper. Dreambert thinks it might be possible to figure it out by going to Dreamy Pillow Castle and looking for some clues. Mario and Luigi search around Dreamy Pillow Castle for a while, and find a new entrance to Dreams Deep. The bros search down there for a while, and find a strange statue. They explore around a little more, learn Luiginary Ball, and press 3 more buttons. After pressing the buttons, the statue's eyes light up, and a projection starts to show. And it shows them that to summon the Z-Keeper, they need to make the Ultibed, which is made out of 5 parts, which are scattered all across Pillow Island. I start with collecting the Z-Keeper's feathers, which are in Pillow Castle. To get them, I have to enter the battle arena and fight Grobot X, a harder version of Grobot. It's just a Grobot fight again, except it has more health, does more damage, and there's a turn limit. It's still easy to beat, and I get the feathers. The second piece I collect is the Pajama Jaw bed frame. To get it, I have to sign up for another tour with the Massive Bros, and they teach me another movement technique, this one being the ball hop. The bros climb up the mountain again, and solve a quick puzzle. The Massive Bros give Mario and Luigi another bros attack, this one being Sling Sniper. Mario and Luigi enter and explore the cave, and find the rock frame. It's petrified from a nightmare chunk though, but after a quick Dreamworld expedition, I destroy the chunk and fix the bed frame. The third piece of the Ultibed I go to collect is the Dozing Mattress. To get the Dozing Mattress, Mario and Luigi have to go searching across the desert. Eventually, they find their way into a cave, and find a piece of dripstone, which is dropping a fluid that supposedly makes the Dozing Mattress. After going below the dripstone, the Dozing Mattress can't be found, so the bros search for it in the dream world. They find it almost immediately, and go back to the real world. After finally collecting the Dozing Mattress, I leave to go to Mushrise Park to look for the Mushrise Tree Board. Turns out the supervisor of the park has the Mushrise Tree Board, but to get it, he says we have to clean up the park, and get rid of all the boulders across the park. After spending a few minutes breaking boulders, I get the Mushrise Tree Board. The final piece of the Ultibed I go to collect is the Jellyfish Sheets. Mario and Luigi return back to Driftwood Shore, and go to an odd wall. After Dreambert says the secret password, the door opens. Mario and Luigi explore the cave, and find the Jellyfish Sheets. Right when they get the sheets though, they get mugged by 3 Fly Guys, and the duo run out of the cave to try and catch them. They couldn't find them though, but one guy on the beach said he did. He won't give them the information unless Mario and Luigi beat his minigame, but it's super easy. So he tells the bros that the Fly Guys were heading to the blimp port. Mario and Luigi catch up with them, and sort of fight with them. Since I'm slower than them, they get to attack first, and since all of their attacks require 1 Goomba, they get 1 extra enemy. So instead of 3 kills, it's 4 kills. It is super annoying to kill them though, due to all of the RNG. After getting the final piece of the Ultibed, now all I need is someone to build it. Dreambert says the person who can build the Ultibed is Bedsmith, and he can be found in Wakeport. Mario and Luigi make their way back to Wakeport, and find Popple. Popple's trying to make his way past a Wiggler, and drags Mario and Luigi into a fight with him. Popple starts the fight by trying to attack Wiggler, but ends up making Wiggler furious, and causes him to launch a flurry of attacks. Wiggler hits like a truck, and my attacks are super pathetic. It doesn't help that Popple is constantly getting in the way, and making it harder to dodge Wiggler's attacks. It takes a little while, but I eventually defeat Wiggler. After defeating Wiggler, Popple turns on Mario and Luigi and attacks them. Thankfully, all of his attacks are super easy to dodge, and he goes down super easily. I make my way into a stranger's house, and he offers to show me his ancient artifact collection. In his collection is a pillow, so Luigi sleeps on it, and Mario enters the dream world. While exploring, I unlock a new Luiginary attack, this one being Luiginary Wall. After a bit more exploring, Mario and Dreamy Luigi find the Nightmare Chunk encased in a huge block of stone. Mario hits a block and this causes a siren to blare. Suddenly, the block encasing the Nightmare Chunk rises up and forms into a hulking mass of blocks. Dreamy Luigi suddenly glows again, and grows into a giant. As usual, I'll skip the giant battle, but it's noteworthy that Earthquake died from this fight. After killing Earthquake, I shatter the Nightmare Chunk and save Bedsmith. Bedsmith tells the bros to meet her at Somnom Woods, where his workshop is located, so the duo leave Wakeport. Mario and Luigi move a tree out of the way, and eventually make their way to Bedsmith's shop, and he makes the Ultibed for the bros. Now all they have to do is get to the Pillow Temple deep in Somnom Woods, and enter the dream world there. On the way through the forest, I save a Master Pillow, and he gives Mario and Luigi a Somnom Stone, which will allow them to get to the Pillow Temple. I save another Pillow Master, and get a second Somnom Stone. Mario and Luigi make their way to a platform, and the bros can use the Somnom Stones to get access to new parts of the woods. After saving a bunch more pillows, I have enough Somnom Stones to get to the temple, and go there. When I arrive, I get the final attack piece for the bros attack, Jetboard Dash, and then find where I need to enter the Dream World. The spot where I need to place the Ultibed has a button under it, so I hit the button. Pressing the button causes a statue to explode, and an ancient pillow war machine comes out of it, called Palladium. This fight is brutal. Palladium does massive damage, killing the bros in a single hit, and a lot of his attacks are hard to dodge. He can turn into a hammer, and I have to hit him away. He can fly into the background and launch one of his minions at Mario and Luigi, and I have to tank the hit, since I can't kill the minion. He can also shoot lasers, but that attack is easy to dodge. His final attack is chasing after the bros and launching a ton of missiles at them. It's also easy to avoid. If I destroy Palladium's wings, he will fall onto the ground and use his weaker attacks for a few turns, and his defense will drop dramatically. His minions will heal him fairly quickly though, so it takes longer than it seems like it should. After a while of fighting Palladium, he will start a self-destruct timer, and the only way to avoid it is to do nothing? If I do nothing and wait until the last second, he'll eventually explode himself and die. This would obviously kill me though. If I use a Boo Biscuit at the last second though, I can avoid taking any damage and skip that entire part of the fight. After finally killing Palladium, I rank up for the second and last time for this run. With this rank up, I choose to give both Mario and Luigi the effect Iron Body, which reduces the damage they take by 25%. I set up the Ultibed and enter the Dream World. I explore around for a while and get another Luiginary attack, this one being Luiginary Typhoon. Unfortunately, this attack isn't very useful, so I'll never use it. After a little while more of climbing, I eventually make it to the top of the tree and find an egg. I destroy it, cause why not, and a giant bird flies out, before attacking Mario and Dreamy Luigi. Dreamy Luigi glows again, and grows into a giant. Since it's a giant fight, I'll skip it, and this time, the enemy doesn't die. After beating up the Z-Keeper, Dreambird and him talk, and they make a deal, where if Mario gives the Z-Keeper 80 million coins, he'll help them get to Neo Bowser's castle. After reluctantly agreeing, the Z-Keeper leaves the Dream World, and begins an attack on Neo Bowser's castle. He shatters the barrier around the castle, and the castle crashes into the island, allowing Mario and Luigi to finally enter it. Immediately after entering Neo Bowser's castle, Kamek shows up, and uses magic to block all of the ways forwards, before running away into the Dream World. It takes a bit of exploring to find a button to lower a gate, but I finally enter the Dream World. It doesn't take long to finally find Kamek, and I fight him. This fight is an absolute joke, and after beating him, Kamek runs away. When Mario leaves the Dream World, the way forwards is now open, so the bros move forwards. Kamek shows up again, and blocks the path forwards again, before hiding in the Dream World, again. After pressing another button to lower a gate, Mario can enter the Dream World, and he finds Peach? Nope, that's Kamek again. The first part of the fight is basically the same as the previous fight, so it's just as easy. He has one attack that I can't avoid, and Kamek will also summon a swarm of dry bones after a while, which tries to attack Mario. Since dry bones don't die when jumped on, there's no risk of accidentally killing anything. During Kamek's attack, if I jump on a ton of dry bones, I can chuck them at Kamek and deal massive damage. After beating Kamek again, he runs away, and Mario returns to the real world. Kamek yet again blocks the path forwards, and hides in the Dream World. After pressing a button and following after him, Mario and Dreamy Luigi find Kamek again. This fight is by far the hardest Kamek fight. Kamek makes 4 copies of himself, and gives them all unique characteristics. There's Kamek, who is just normal. There's Red Kamek, who has increased damage. There's also White Kamek, who will heal all the other Kameks. And the final Kamek is Green Kamek, who will increase the stats of all of the Kameks. Because of how little damage I do, it takes a while to even take out a single Kamek. And it doesn't help that Green Kamek is constantly increasing their defense, and White Kamek is healing them, reverting the small amount of progress I've made. The best way to beat the Kameks is to go into the fight with a Miracle and Gold badge. This badge combination creates the time stop effect, and prevents all of the Kameks from doing anything for a few turns. Using this, I can beat all the Kameks, and Kamek totally dies. Mario leaves the Dream World again, and ventures deeper into Neo Bowser's castle. While exploring, I find the final bros attack for the game, Star Rocket. The bros find Bowser sleeping, and the bros decide to go into his dreams to wake him up. It doesn't take very long to find Bowser in the Dream World. Instead of having a fair fight though, he instead causes a spike ball to chase Mario and Dreamy Luigi. After escaping, I climb up a huge tower and find Bowser again. Bowser is eating a ton of meat and getting huge. When he notices Mario and Dreamy Luigi are here though, he gets super frustrated, and like any sane person, decides to jump off a ledge. Now that Bowser's gone, Mario begins to make his way back to the real world. Bowser shows back up, now a giant, and attacks Mario and Dreamy Luigi. Dreamy Luigi glows again, and grows into a giant for the last time. Since this is a giant fight, I'll be skipping it, and Bowser obviously doesn't die. After defeating Giant Bowser, Mario returns to the real world, and Bowser and Tasma leave to go to the next floor to await Mario and Luigi. Mario and Luigi go up the elevator, and prepare to fight Tasma and Bowser. Last minute, Bowser betrays Tasma, and uses the Dreamstone to fly to the top of the castle. Tasma decides to take out the bros, and then take out Bowser. Tasma makes a portal to the Dream World, so he can make sure he's at his full power when fighting the bros. Mario jumps into the portal, and the fight begins. Tasma starts every turn by eating some Nightmare Chunks, which increases power. He then can use an array of attacks. He can make copies of himself, and launch out a Dark Energy Ball, but that's easy to dodge. He can also kidnap Dreamy Luigi, and throw him into a Nightmare Chunk. Since Nightmare Chunks obviously aren't alive, I can just destroy them. Tasma can also turn into a swarm of bats and fly at Mario, but it's also easy to dodge. Tasma can chase after Mario with some Nightmare Chunks, which will explode after he throws them, but if I dodge it, I can do massive damage to Tasma. The final thing Tasma can do is make a barrier around himself and heal himself. He'll keep healing himself until I destroy all of the Nightmare Chunks he has, so I have to get rid of them super quickly. If I do end up getting hit from an attack, there's a chance that Mario will fall asleep and enter a nightmare. Mario will be running from Tasma, and there's a bunch of holes on the ground. If I jump into a red hole, Mario will go deeper into the nightmare and have to avoid a ton of saws, before being brought back to the first layer of the nightmare. If I land in a gold hole though, I get a ton of coins, a mushroom, and escape the nightmare entirely. After a while of fighting, I finally kill Tasma and leave the Dream World. Mario and Luigi start climbing the last tower of the castle, but are stopped by the Elite Trio again. They start rolling bombs down the ramp, but after a while of climbing, I get to the top, and the Elite Trio fall off of Neo Bowser's castle. The bros continue climbing the tower, and finally find Bowser. Starlo and Peach use a laser beam, which would have been nice earlier, and they shatter the Dreamstone. Bowser's not ready to give up yet, and he inhales all of the Dreamstone's fragments, and transforms into Dreamy Bowser. Dreamy Bowser is now the hardest final boss for these challenges. His attacks are hard to time, he has a lot of health, and I have to use some obscure mechanics just to make sure I don't increase the kill count. He has a hammer attack, which isn't too bad to dodge, surprisingly. He will shoot flames that the bros have to jump over. Then he'll clone himself and shoot double the fire, but it's still surprisingly easy to dodge. Dreamy Bowser can also create a portal and bring out a Shy Guy airship to attack Mario and Luigi. I can't attack the Shy Guys with Mario for obvious reasons, so I just have to jump over the flames for a bit. Dreamy Bowser can also grow huge and chase after the bros. I have to jump over his flames, and when he jumps at the bros, I have to jump over the shockwave it creates. Dreamy Bowser can also grab one of the bros, and he can do 3 different things when he does that. He can just hold onto the bro, drastically decreasing my damage output. He could also just drop the bro, since some of his attacks override holding the bro. The final thing he can do is throw the bro, and I have to run after them and try to catch them. I can't attack him directly until I destroy his left arm, since he'll protect his head from attacks. After destroying his arm, I can attack his head for a few turns. Instead of using Mario's stronger bros attacks, it's actually better to use Bye Bye Cannon, since Dreamy Bowser takes critical damage from jump attacks. Eventually, Dreamy Bowser will create a portal, and summon a ton of Dreamy minions, before hiding in the background and healing himself until all of his minions are dead. I can't kill them for obvious reasons, so you'd think the run would die here. Plot twist, if I throw a taunt ball at Dreamy Bowser, he'll get mad and start running around and chasing the bros. And I can get him to kill all of his minions, keeping my hands technically clean. The real problem, though, is how Dreamy Bowser can run into the background whenever he wants. If I just got rid of all of his minions and attacked his hand once, he'll hide in the background and heal. The only way to consistently be able to damage Dreamy Bowser is to use the time stop badge effect. Using this, I can freeze Dreamy Bowser for a few turns, and I don't even have to destroy his hands to attack him anymore. After a long, hard, and tedious fight, Dreamy Bowser is finally defeated. Mario and Luigi hit Bowser off of his castle and save Princess Peach. The castle starts to explode, and they all fall off the castle, but the Z-Keeper drops in and saves them. The Z-Keeper returns everyone back to the island and gathers all the Dreamstone fragments. He then uses those fragments to turn it into a giant dream coin, and completely ruins the economy of the Pillow Island. Mario and Luigi can finally enjoy their well-deserved vacation, and we can now talk about how many fights and kills it took to beat Mario and Luigi Dream Team. Mario fought 4 enemies, which were the shadowy figure and 3 Grombas, and out of those enemies, he killed the 3 Grombas. Mario and Luigi as a duo fought 26 enemies, which were 3 Grombas, 4 Smoldergeist, 2 Thorbs, 3 Capnaps, Grobot, 2 Sandoons, Torkscrew, Mamoshka, Grobot X, 3 Fly Guy Rs, 1 Goomba R, Wiggler and Popple, Pillodium, and Dreamy Bowser. Out of those enemies, they killed 23, which were 3 Grombas, 4 Smoldergeist, 2 Thorbs, 3 Capnaps, Grobot, 2 Sandoons, Torkscrew, Mamoshka, Grobot X, 3 Fly Guy Rs, 1 Goomba R, and Pillodium. Mario and Dreamy Luigi as a duo fought 61 enemies, which were 10 Drombas, Dreamy Mario, 2 Dreamcap Captains, 16 Dreamcaps, Bowser and Atasma, Sorrowfist, Beef Cloud, Thundersass, Heavy Zest and 19 Hurrahs, Big Massive, the Elite Trio, Kamek, and Atasma. They killed 41 enemies, which were 10 Dramas, Dreamy Mario, 2 Dreamcap Captains, 8 Dreamcaps, 19 Hurrahs, and Atasma. Giant Dreamy Luigi fought 5 enemies, which were Drill Digger, Mount Pajama Jaw, Earthquake, the Z-Keeper, and Giant Bowser. Out of those enemies, he killed 2, which were Mount Pajama Jaw and Earthquake. That means there's a total of 96 fights and 69 kills. Anyways, Thank you so much for watching through the entire video, and if you enjoyed the video, it would help a lot if you could like and subscribe. Have a great day, and I can't wait to see you in the next video.